Hey everybody, welcome to the first Open Hearts podcast. It's Monday, February 5th, 2018, and I'm sitting here with Edward and Cory. Hello guys, how are you doing today?
Hola.
Okay.
I think Edward said Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting here today talking to let the community know who we are and what we plan to do. We are a community of people who would like to expose the community to differently abled people. Not disabled people or, extraordinarily abled people. So I thought we would start out our first podcast with discussing a little bit about our co-host's background. We're going to start with Mr. Edward Villareal here, and ask him a little bit about his growing up years and what it was like with his abilities that he has and what kind of stuff he's gone through and where he is now. So, Edward, can you fill us in a little bit about where you grew up? What was your upbringing like?
Well, I was born in Riverside, California, Riverside Hospital. I was born February 19th, 1990.
Birthday's coming up.
Yes, 28 years old.
My birthday's in June.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I was born with a disease called Neurofibromatosis.
Long word.
So, if none of you don't know what that is, it's a disease that cannot go away. So, anytime I get it removed, it'll come straight back.
So, it's a kind of growth on your skin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so, anytime it'll just eat the muscle, anything like if something, my skin is sensitive, that will go attach to it and eat that muscle up.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, when I was a baby, when I was not even a month old, I had my first surgery when I was just a baby. So I had a scar in the back of my neck when I was just a baby. So continued growing. When I was, when I got to 11 years old, I had a tumor in the back of my neck that wasn't totally gone. So that was the tumor was eating the muscle of the vertebrae fused to the spinal cord.
Whew.
And then
That was perfect timing.
so it was like it was as thick as a pen. It was 7 inches long and thick as a pencil. And they had to get in there right away to remove it. So they laid me straight first. I was lying on my back, my face the whole entire time during the operation.
Okay.
So it was about 7 hours surgery, and they flipped me so many times and caused me to be paralyzed from the neck down.
Whoa.
And both my lungs collapsed on me. I flattened out twice, and I was stuck to a breathing machine to keep me alive.
So you went into the hospital with this growth on the back of your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting it removed. You're fine beforehand. You could walk, you get around. And you come out of surgery and you wake up and you realize that you can't feel the rest of your body.
Yes, I was paralyzed from the neck down.
And how did that register with you when you woke up?
I was terrified. No, I looked at everybody. I just didn't feel like talking to no one. Didn't want to talk to nobody. I was mad at the doctors, and I was thinking, no, I'm not gonna walk again. How I'm gonna, walk on my graduation or, run, with my friends and everything.
Wow.
And then, soon there they gave me, when they fixed my spinal cord, they gave me a halo, which is two hard vests. One is covering my front, the other is covering my back, and a big old metal bar around my head with two screws bolted in, screwed into the back of my back here.
On your top of your head and your nearby your temples.
Yeah, two screwed into my forehead, two screwed the back of my head,
Whoa.
and two metal bars here and back there.
Like a little mini cage.
Is that what those dimples
That's yeah. I have two marks on my forehead, and that's where the halo was. And so far, I had to wear that for at least about 2 or 3 months. And then while I was in the hospital for half a year, then they transferred me to another hospital for another half of a year. So I spent the hospital on my birthday, Christmas, Halloween, and then when they released me from the hospital, I was still paralyzed, so they sent me some therapy, and so far, for high school for junior high, I was still paralyzed a little bit, and
have great mobility.
Great mobility, yeah. And so, and I realized, when I got released, I wasn't, people were just staring at me, and they're calling me names, calling me Two-Face, saggy neck, turtleneck, and every time my mom always says, wave and say hello, and I did, but none of that works.
It still hurts your feelings.
It still hurts me because when people are making fun of my face, I get real sensitive about that. I get really upset about that.
Right.
And it takes for all my anger to not walk over there and look them straight in the face and to say, what the heck are you talking about? I don't want to beat no one up, and especially not yelling at a kid in front of his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And even grown-ups give you dirty looks. So
really, still this day and age.
Yeah. And so when junior high passed, and then when high school came along, and then I started walking. I started moving my arms around, and then I still had my trach in me when I left junior high, and I got that removed, and I was relieved that the trach was gone, so I could breathe on my own.
Yeah. So you spent how long in that halo without being able to move?
Almost 2 to 3 months.
Almost 2 to 3 months. And what did you do in those 2 to 3 months? Just laying there?
I had to try not to hit the halo somewhere because it'll cause more damage.
Wow.
And after the halo was removed, they put me a hard collar.
Mm-hmm.
Had that for a few months. Then they put me a soft collar. Then I had that a few months. And then that was all that was all gone. So that was glad those are gone. So.
And you were able to walk at your high school graduation?
Yes.
That's a big deal. And the tumor on the back of your head, did it ever come back?
No. So I can no longer move my head.
You can't turn it side to side?
Nope.
Could you do that before?
I could do it. I did it before when I was a kid. And This day on, I can't do it no more. So there's 2 metal rods holding my spinal cord up.
Now, through all of this, through getting bullied and having this huge surgery and becoming paralyzed, which, I mean, most of the public doesn't know what that feels like. I can't imagine to be trapped in your own body. So can you tell us about some of the major accomplishments in your life, despite all of this? Some of the things that you're most proud of yourself for doing?
A lot of people say that, he can never do that again. Like for example, when I was in photography class in my high school, they say you will never take any good photos. So I practically did take good photos, and plus, I had a competition in high school. Whoever could take, do the study. One person will have each color. One person had red. He has to take pictures that things are red. I had things that take pictures of orange. So when I got home, I took over 100 pictures that are orange in one day.
Whoa! You just kept looking and finding.
Yeah. So I took like an orange breaking a cracked bug spray cap, and I just laid it on the ground, and I just took the picture. I took a picture of Cheetos because they're orange.
Yes.
And then cheese, that's orange. I took orange bricks, anything that is orange. And so my teacher really liked them, and I won. And those pictures got sent to a competition, and I won for the study of orange.
No way.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
The orange period.
Yeah.
Edward's orange period.
So I won. So I won the competition, and then I got a certificate of a good job done.
That is awesome, Edward. And not only are you a photographer, then you are also an actor.
Yes.
How many plays have you been in now?
Since been doing it. Well, I was and I've been acting since in kindergarten. So.
Okay. So you've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
Edward's involved in a school called the Creative Center where they focus on the arts and they put on theater productions. And I got to work with Edward as an actor. He's fabulous and very fun to see on stage and not shy at all, surprisingly. I thought you'd be shy.
No, I'm always shy of women. That's it.
I don't know. He's not shy with women, is he?
Well, you don't know him off stage.
Oh.
As much.
Yeah.
He can be pretty shy sometimes.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of things that in my years I did that people said I was never going to do.
Like what?
Like you'll never copy. Oh, you can never drive. Let's say drive a car, but no, I practically did. I practically did, and it was in my mom's car one time, so she let me drive one time. It was just went straight.
Well, I wonder if he could maybe take you out to the country one of these days. Let you drive out in the back roads. Is that a big goal for you?
That's a goal I wanted to do. I want to try to get my license.
Driving. That would be fun. Then you could really take out the ladies.
Yeah.
Right?
And then, yeah. Plus, yeah. And there's a... yeah. And plus, there's a lot. Idiots out there. And I apologize for saying that. So...
I'm sure everybody would agree with you that there are idiots on the road.
Yeah. And something else, I don't remember.
And you have a dog named Buds?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a dog named Buds, and now our oldest one, we had to put him down last year. Now he he was getting old, and then he had his throat was getting real swollen. And had to take a lot of money
to fix it.
So my mom and I had to put him down.
Yeah, and that sometimes happens to our friends. And tell me about your adventures with the ladies before we wrap up Edward's story here. And Cory wrote a beautiful poem to highlight Edward's journey. Every student that I've met through this program called the Creative Center has really remarkable stories where they come from really difficult pasts, a lot of trials and tribulations, and they come out the other side shining and still full of light and love and energy and super inspiring. So I'm going to let Cory read that poem, but let's finish up with Edward's love life. Anything to add, Cory, that you know? Anything that our listeners would be intrigued to hear about Edward's dating life, or is that too personal?
I think that might be too personal.
Yeah.
I don't want to embarrass him.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll remember one thing that happened that bugged me when I was a kid.
What?
I remember I was getting in the mail one time, and then the next thing I know, I was being followed some guys that I used to are about my age, and then they're following me, and then the next thing they jumped me, and I got beat up for it.
What?
Yeah.
And did they tell you what they were beating you up for?
Just because I was different than them, because I was the only person in my neighborhood with a disability.
It seems like people get afraid of what's different.
Yeah. And then, especially the women, don't even start on the women. So. The thing they like is not my blue eyes. That's all they like.
Well, they have pretty blue eyes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good tool to have in your tool case there.
I was the only one in my family with these eyes, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. None of from my dad's side or my mother's side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're a gift.
Yeah. And plus, I'm part Hawaiian, a part Mexican, a part Portuguese, a part Irish, too.
Well, Cory, let's have you read your poem to Edward. I'm anxious to hear it.
So this one is called 2% to 100. If you want 2% milk, you can pick it up at your nearest store. If you want 100%, you would need 2% cow and 100% farm. But we usually associate 2% with essentially nothing at all. Would you believe me if I said that 2% made a whole? Probably not. Take that 2% and add an infinite amount of value into it. I assure you would believe that it is whole. But this is not a thing. This 2% is a man who can tell you every day is a miracle. It is even a miracle that I am sitting here before you, speaking these words, or even that I got to type them. But I am not talking about me. I am talking about my best friend, Edward Villareal. He went from 2% to 100, and he is sitting right here. When you meet a man or a woman with some kind of disability, you tend not to think of their past and just enjoy them in the moment. You tend not to think of them as being disabled. It is a blessing to have him as a friend, and it is a blessing for the both of us to be alive. God is not finished with us just yet.
Very beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you guys for listening. That's Edward Villareal's story. We hope you tune back. Let us show you a different world, perhaps a world that is scary or unknown, but a beautiful world. So stay tuned for our next podcast.